This summer we are hitting the road bringing you the fairs and festivals of the Miami Valley.
And this morning we are at the Dayton Airport for the Vectren Dayton Air Show. Our Rhonda Moore is out there. And good morning, Rhonda. Tell us, are you having fun already?
Well, this weekend, if you look up into the sky, you are going to see some angels flying around, blue angels, of course. And joining me now to talk about what you can expect at this year's air show is Blue Angel pilot Lieutenant John Hiltz. And tell me, you were saying earlier that you are from this area, and as a child, you used to come to this air show.
That's right. I grew up in Fort Mitchell, Kentucky, just outside of Cincinnati, Ohio. My dad would bring me up to Wright-Patterson Air Force Base and the Dayton Air Show. So it's a real pleasure for me to be performing at the Dayton, the Vectren Dayton Air Show this weekend. It's almost surreal to be here, and certainly very poignant to have so many friends and family in town to watch the Blue Angels, represent 550,000 active duty sailors and Marines that are deployed around the world right now.
And this is your first year as a Blue Angel pilot.
That's right. I'm the number 2 pilot in the right wing. So when you see the formation, I'll be off of our flight leader and commanding officer's right wing.
What has the experience been like for you so far? You say you've flown in, 17 different air shows already?
That's correct. And it's been just a tremendous honor to represent the Navy and Marine Corps. America's Navy is a global force for good, and as a naval aviator, I certainly have traveled the world in defense of our country, but it's very special for me to be back here near my hometown representing the Navy and Marine Corps.
What can people expect to see from this year's show?
Well, you're going to see a really great show. You got the Brazilian Smoke Squad in here. Michael Goulian and the Whalen Goodyear team is here. Then, of course, the Blue Angels, and a tremendous amount of static displays. This is an air show that is put on every year, and the Blue Angels are here almost every other year, and we always look forward to coming to Dayton.
What can we expect from the Blue Angels?
Oh, you'll see our full demonstration. We should be able to do our full high show today with the weather forecast, and so you'll see all 6 jets. You'll see the 1 through 4 jets will be in our type formation, the diamond formation. We're representing, or we're showcasing the precision flight capabilities of the F-18, and then solo pilots 5 and 6 are going to show the maximum performance capabilities of the F-18 as well.
All right, sounds like a great show. Thank you so much for talking to us. And you can see the Blue Angels out here at the air show on Saturday and Sunday at 3 p.m. Make sure you come out and enjoy. Live from Dayton International, Rhonda Moore, Fox 45 News. Back to you.
And how about that? The guys from Northern Kentucky.
Right. I can't wait for that.
I know. So we got one pilot from Norwood, one from Northern Kentucky. Very exciting.
Not only that, he's like 7 feet tall.
Yeah.
It's funny because Rhonda's like 6 feet tall herself,
No,
and that guy's
he's
a giant.
She's pretty short. So.
No, that looks very cool. And when he
big.
said the maximum performance of those aircraft, I mean, I've been out there before, and it is just unbelievable.
You know what?
They can do.
Even when they're not doing stunts, it's cool to see them flying around the formation line.
Oh, absolutely.
Very, very cool.
Can't wait
I
for
love
it.
that. It's huge.
So our Rhonda Moore is out there to tell us all that you can expect this weekend. Good morning, Rhonda.
This is the 38th Dayton Air Show, and joining me now with all the scoop about what you can expect for this year's show is the General Manager, Brenda Kerfoot. And tell me, what are like 75,000 people or whatever going to be out here this weekend? What can they expect to see?
They're going to see everything in aerial entertainment from the Blue Angels, obviously, that headline the show. But we've got something I think that would interest everybody. Wing walkers, Teresa Stokes will be on a brightly colored airplane. An all-woman parachute team, the Misty Blues, Tora, an explosive performance, reenactment of the bombing of Pearl Harbor, complete with pyrotechnics, 8 planes. It's living history right in front of your eyes. The amazing Sea Harrier, it hovers in front of you. It's a jet aircraft that you just think defies gravity to do that. It's the only civilian-owned Sea Harrier as well. So we've got some things. If you've been to all 37 shows, there's still some things out here this year that you haven't seen yet.
That's always good to know.
That's right.
So the gates open at what time?
Each day they open at 9 a.m. We'll kick off flying about 11 a.m. The Blue Angels end the flying portion of the acts. They will be on the ground about 4:15, but the gates are still open until 6. We've got great exhibits, a lot of aircraft that you can go through, and gates close at 6 each day.
Now, of course, everyone's thinking about the weather and how hot it's going to be out here. What can people actually bring out here with them?
You can bring in bottled water. I suggest you get ready for the elements. Sunscreen, a visor. You can also have what I would call beach-type umbrellas. Don't obstruct your neighbor's view type thing. We do have water stations on site. We also have plenty of EMS personnel that will be on site to handle any emergency. But just common sense, we still have some umbrella tables left in our pavilion on Sunday, so you could get a reserve seat there and already have your umbrella here for you.
All right, Brenda, thank you so much. And it's going to be a hot weekend and a hot show. Reporting live at Dayton International, Rhonda Moore, Fox 45 News.
This summer we are hitting the road, bringing you the fairs and festivals all around the Miami Valley.
And this morning we are at the Dayton Airport for the Vectren Dayton Air Show. Our Rhonda Moore is out there and tells us all that we can expect this weekend. Good morning, Rhonda.
It takes a lot of people and a lot of hard work to put on this fantastic air show each and every year. And joining me now to talk about that is the chairman of the board of the air show, Mike Imhoff. And you guys need a lot of volunteers to actually put this baby together, right?
Yeah, you know, one of my favorite topics, Rhonda, is talking about the people that are involved. And the air show itself wouldn't be what it is today, certainly without our volunteers. We have over 2,000 volunteers. And imagine what we put together is a 2-day event with a $1.3 million budget and a lot of people, 2,000 plus people, to be able to put this together, orchestrated in one weekend. And so these volunteers, these 2,000 volunteers, put in over 17,000 hours, which is amazing. It's a really amazing number because it's all volunteer work, and including the board, by the way. The board is all volunteers, so the organization and the air show is truly a community event driven around people who are helping the community this way.
And they're actually doing work all year long.
We actually start next week with next year's show. So we start planning about a year ahead of time. The board meets 7 times a year, and we give direction from a very high level to the management company, which is Grievous and Associates, and I believe we had Brenda on in an earlier interview today. And they do all the heavy lifting, and the board and the volunteers meet to make sure that everything that we're doing is orchestrated and organized, and we do that for a year prior to the air show. Obviously, things heat up now, literally.
Right.
And this is when it all culminates. So this weekend is pretty exciting. It's going to be really an amazing show, and a large part of that is due to the volunteers.
And you kind of mentioned about the community. How important is this for the Dayton area?
Well, Dayton is a unique place with the heritage of aviation, as obviously. And one of the things that we take pride in is that every year we put something together, it is the one thing consistent with Dayton, that everyone relative to aviation knows the Dayton Air Show. And so all the other air shows in the country, which this is a tough industry to be in, especially now, are running shows, and in Dayton it's known because of aviation and the quality of the show that we put on. We have jet teams like the Blue Angels, who we have this year, or the Thunderbirds that we had last year. The quality that we do when we treat them, from the volunteers up to the way that we host, they really they aspire to something great, and Dayton has that for them. So we stand out above some of the major markets with air shows.
I know, it's going to be a great show, and thank you so much, Mike, for talking to us.
Yeah, thanks, Rhonda.
And don't forget that the gates open at 9 a.m. Reporting live from Dayton International, Rhonda Moore, Fox 45 News.
All right, Rhonda, thank you very much.
And this morning we are at the Dayton Airport for the Vectren Dayton Air Show. Our Rhonda Moore is out there live and telling us what we can expect this weekend. Good morning, Rhonda.
There's Rob.
It's always a great thing when you have a job that you love, and that can be said of Rob Ryder. He is the announcer at the air show. And Rob, I understand you started off as a volunteer and ended up with this gig.
Yeah, started off with as a volunteer here at Dayton in 1979, when I've been working in television in Cincinnati back in those years. But the folks in Dayton encouraged me to get in the business, and as of 2006, I'm making my living as an air show announcer. I have the best job in the world.
Now, this isn't the only air show that you actually announce.
No, I actually am going to do 23 shows this year. I do 23 shows each and every year, and it's a great opportunity to enjoy the people in the business. The people who were my heroes are now my friends, like the Blue Angels and the folks with the Heritage Flight, and Gene Soucy and Teresa Stokes, who will do the wing walking thing, and the show cat, and Michael Goulian, who's a former Red Bull air racer, and winner of all the major awards in our business, and all of the different acts, including the Misty Blues all-women skydiving team. It's going to be a great show. It's going to be warm, but it's going to be a great show.
Now, what's unique about announcing at the Dayton Air Show?
Well, because Dayton is the city that taught the world to fly, that's the thing that makes Dayton first and foremost one of the top shows in the country, and has been for many, many years. The reputation of Dayton is unsurpassed, and so it's always good to be able to be part of a great show like Dayton, and then call it my home show since I live down in Cincinnati.
So how many hours will you be announcing, and just how much fun are you going to be having?
I'm going to have a ton of fun. I'll be announcing along with Danny Clisham, who is another award-winning announcer. He and I both have been very fortunate to have been awarded the International Council of Airshow Sword of Excellence. But we will share the microphone throughout the time from 11, whatever time it's until we turn it over to the Blue Angels, and their announcer Mark Tedrow takes over, and we sit back and watch the sky. This is the best job in the world.
Anything in particular you're looking forward to this year?
I think one of the things I'm looking forward to is the Heritage Flight, because we have 2 United States Air Force F-4 Phantom IIs from the Vietnam era, along with a World War II P-51 Mustang, and that's going to be something that's going to be very, very special as we honor the heritage and legacy of the United States Air Force.
All right. Well, we look forward to hearing you tomorrow and Sunday. Thank you very much. And don't forget that the gates open at 9 a.m. and the show goes until 6 again, that Saturday and Sunday, here out at Dayton International Airport. Reporting live, Rhonda Moore, Fox 45 News. Back to you
Always
guys.
great to see Rob Ryder. That guy is super talented, nicest guy you could ever meet, and a very good guitar player and singer, too.
Yeah, and I love it when he said Dayton is a city that taught the world to fly.
And he is
that's
absolutely
super
right about
cool.
that.
Can't wait for the show.
He does a great job.